Hey team, this is Evolve Strong with CJ, and this is CJ himself. I help you lose 10 pounds in 5 inches in 28 days. I do a lot more than that, but that's kind of my claim to fame. And been running a shred program now for just about 9 months, and I have about 100% success rate with that. So kind of know what I'm doing. Been in the industry for about 25 years. I'm a no bullshit kind of guy. I believe in real work, real sweat, but I also believe in real food. And today's conversation is about food, or not even food itself, but supplements and protein shakes. Let's dive quickly into my basic philosophy or my belief with food. Give you a little history. Growing up, my mom was about 5'3" and at her peak reached 400 pounds. She was morbidly obese, and I believe very strongly that her coping mechanisms for the stresses in her life led her to food addiction. She was not necessarily bulimic or anorexic, bulimia being, uncontrollable, just gorging. Anorexia is gorging and then throwing up. She wasn't necessarily there, but she did use food as comfort. And because of her inability to handle the stresses in her life in a healthy fashion, she found solace, comfort in food addiction. And understanding that I didn't understand that at a younger age. But as I grew older, and at 16, when I moved out of the home that I lived in, I was always a chunky kid, man. You remember those husky pants? I was actually one of those, because I mean, in regards to tell me who you're with, and I'll tell you who you are. And if you have a morbidly obese mother, then more than likely you are going to be obese yourself. It's just what it is. And but that was part of my issue. In middle school, my mom took me out of the elementary school, out of I was supposed to go to a middle school in our district, and she took me out of that and put me in another middle school. So I'm a chunky kid with hand-me-down clothes, stinky shoes, and man, my life just went to hell. And so that is kind of when I pulled back and I started losing the weight. But I really didn't start losing the weight until I got into the martial arts academy. When I got into fights, because I was getting picked on, and my mom put me in the martial arts academy. And that's really when I started to turn my life around in regards to being very healthy with my body. And it wasn't even necessarily the food that I ate, because I was poor as freaking a church mice. And I was still eating ramen, but I was moving, every single morning, every single evening. I mean, we'd be practicing and on the mats. 5 a.m. in the morning till about 7 until I go to school. And then we'd be back on the mats right after school, starting from about 3:30. And then I worked in the academy cleaning and front desk to make sure that I could pay for it. So I'd be there until 9 o'clock. So I'd be hustling. And that's really when I started to lose weight, but it wasn't really the diet. But so I've had a really interesting time with food. And one of the bits of education that I got with my mother fighting her food addiction was there was a message that kept coming back and kept coming back. And it's one that I've kept today. You have to develop a healthy relationship with food. That's number one. You have to develop a healthy relationship with food. Now, that means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But I do know this. When you tell yourself that a food is bad for you, now granted, if you're diabetic and you're eating pure sugar every day, I get that. If you're an alcoholic and you're drinking alcohol, I get that. But for the general population, and those of you listening to this right now, whether you believe it or not, I believe very strongly that there is not a single food out there that is bad for you. I'm not kidding you. And I even say that, yes, when I get stressed and I go eat a donut a donut can be absolutely critical for someone who has low blood sugars at a point in time, or if you're celebrating a birthday and that person's favorite food is a cranberry fritter, hell yeah, we should be celebrating with that food. We should be using that food for things that are not just, making us comfortable, but food is there and created for us to celebrate, to use as sustenance. There's so many different aspects with the food, but it's how we use the food that becomes unhealthy. Does that make sense? So the food itself is not bad for you. There's not a bad food out there. Now, don't get me wrong. There are foods that are healthier for you, very much so. But a life on broccoli and only broccoli and chicken, that fucking sucks. Seriously, guys, that's horrible. And right now, in this point in time in my life, yes, I have to eat rice and broccoli because I want to compete and win in the NPC. Now, I'm failing miserably just because of the high stresses that I'm under with brand new year. Thank God the club is just amazing. A lot of inflow, a lot of uphill battles in regards to the company. I mean, there's this, it's awesome. I'm in a war field and I'm in the middle of battle and it's great. So for me to concentrate on food is pretty tough at this point, because by the time I get home, getting here, this morning I was in my desk at 4:00. Some of you probably got some emails this morning at freaking 4:00 in the morning. I was at my desk because I had to finish some stuff because I messed up on an email that I sent out yesterday to 8,000 people. Anyways, neither here nor there. I'm getting off kilter here. But by the time I get home by 8:00, I don't want to just sit there and eat freaking chicken and broccoli. I want to have a little something that's comfortable. So I'm in a battle in the middle of my head right now of being very regimented with my nutrition. But I'm still holding about 16.5% body fat right now, which is right on target. My growth is good. So I'm on target, but I'm not clean yet. I'm not super clean. But for those of you wanting to lose that 10 pounds, you got to be very careful with your relationship with food and quit telling yourself that it's bad for you. Now, if you're stopping off at Starbucks with a grande macchiato every single goddamn morning, that's 800 goddamn calories of pure sugar. And if you're not burning it off, it's going to stick to your gut. I would venture to say that you probably reduce it, go to a sugar-free, no more pumps, probably get a fat-free, reduce the calories somehow, whether it be reduction of size or get down. Now, let's talk a little bit about synthetic protein. Talk about meal replacements. Listen up, guys. Every diet out there, it'll work. You're going to lose all the weight. If you go to Slim Fast or you have a shake, or you go to those new nutrition stores and you supplement a meal for a shake, and you're going to lose the weight. You're going to be great. But you damn well better be doing that for the rest of your life. Because the moment you put real food in, or like in an Atkins-based diet, and you put bread back in or rice, you're going to balloon right back up tenfold. So I am one, again, this is part of that whole philosophy of mine of being healthy, having a healthy relationship with food, telling yourself that you can have it, but don't have the whole goddamn 12-pack of donuts. If you're going to have a beer, have a great IPA beer from La Cumbre. Don't go out and have a 12-pack of freaking Michelob Ultra that actually has more calories than that one damn IPA that's going to get you a buzz anyways, right? Does that make sense? Don't neglect that which you desire based on thinking that it's bad for you. Have it, but moderate it and earn it. Earn it. If you earn it, great. That's fantastic. Cool. Also, guys, in regards to synthetic protein, I am not a scientist, but I have 25 years of history in this industry. And synthetic protein on a middle-aged female trying to lose weight wreaks havoc. I have not seen a successful individual middle-aged female lose weight with synthetic protein. Get off that shit. Think about it. Your body, the liver, all the stuff that digests your food, your body cannot metabolize that large amount of synthetic protein. It's going to be very expensive poop and pee anyways. Now, If you are an 18-year-old young male or female, especially females in gymnastics or some kind of contact sport, or a male wanting to put on girth and size, or if you're a female wanting to get on like Nancy does, get up there, or my client, if you guys want to get up there and perform, yeah, I get that. But if you're wanting to lose weight, and that's the vast majority of you guys, get off the damn protein shakes. Don't. Eat a real piece of chicken. That chicken is going to take probably 4 to 5 hours to metabolize in your system. It's going to offer secondary and tertiary vitamins and benefits. It's going to make you feel full. And then you'll be able to poop it out, and it'll get through the system. If you eat that synthetic protein or drink that protein and think you're going to lose weight because, oh, it's a meal replacement, it's less calorie, fuck, you're going to be hungry. It's going to be very expensive poop and pee because your body can't metabolize that much. It won't do what you want it to do. And because of that high concentration synthesized shit that's in there, the hormonal structure of a female, it's going to wreak havoc. I don't need to go into the science, but more than likely, it's going to trigger release of different hormones that are going to cause even more weird shit going on that you don't want. Okay. So unless you're trying to build muscle and girth, or unless your doctor has prescribed this to you, or your licensed nutritionist, get off the shit. Eat real food. And also too, it's a lazy way of eating. It truly is a lazy way of eating. Quit being lazy with your food. It's food, gosh darn it. It's one of the best pleasures of life. And learn to cook. Take some time. This is one body, guys. Put some healthy stuff in it. You can even go, you can go to Smith's right now or Albertson. You can get a freaking roasted chicken for $6. $6. Go at night. You can get it for $2. Probably have to eat it pretty quick, or you may get some salmonella. Hey, that's a good way to lose weight. Get the old chicken. Get some salmonella poisoning. You're going to lose a lot. You're going to shit it all out. Anyways, I'm kidding. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. But I'm telling you, you could eat for cheap, and it's already prepared for you, and it's right there. It may have a lot of sodium, but that doesn't really matter, guys. Sodium is temporary, and you do need sodium for muscle repair. Okay? So think about that. Eat real meat. Eat real eggs. Eat real cheese. If you're vegetarian, eat your goddamn tofu or whatever, your kefir or whatever you guys eat out there, all right? Eat the real stuff. It satiates you. Get rid of the protein shakes and stop doing meal replacements, because unless you're going to do it for the rest of your life, only then will you be able to sustain it. I mean, I just don't understand. I don't understand it. Just top of the note, though, my mom did have bariatric surgery. She's down to like 150 pounds now. She's feeling and looking great. But the problem with bariatric surgery, she now has, this is 10 years later, now she has bleeding at the points where they did surgical in her intestinal linings. So be very careful with surgeries. Be very careful with the quick fixes. It's tough. Losing weight is tough. Breaking habits is tough. Coping mechanisms, breaking those are tough, but it's not impossible. You need help. I'm here. I'm ready. My team is here and ready. We have Shred. We have ROP. We have all kinds of cool stuff happening. Love to have you as part of our team and our system. Book is launching here shortly. I'm excited. I got chapter 4. The book cover is coming out. I'm going to send it out on social media. I would love for you guys to vote for the actual book cover itself. I'll be releasing that out here shortly. So I'm really excited about that. From my heart to yours, guys, remember, start strong, stay strong, always be evolving, utmost strong. Reach out if you need help. I'm here. Later.